My last 3 years in the Marine Corps have allowed me to fish all over the world in places that I never dreamed I'd be able to. From the Chesapeake Bay, Virginia, to the rivers of North Carolina, out west in California fishing for tuna in the Pacific, and all the way to the other side of the world fishing in Okinawa and mainland Japan. My current duty station has brought me to Beaufort, South Carolina, and I'm able to now fish what everyone keeps bragging about as the LowCountry. The LowCountry has a unique fishery in that you can fish what's called a flood tide. Where normal tides will vary 2, 3, 4 feet, here the tides will vary upwards of 8 to 9 feet at a time. Predatory fish that typically live in rivers and creeks will use these high tides to push up into marshland that's not always covered by water. They're able to forage on specific crabs, shrimps, crustaceans, and little baitfish that they're not normally able to get to, and it creates a very unique fishing scenario. The goal today is to sight cast to a redfish or red drum in some skinny water and bring it home for a nice LowCountry meal. Okay, here we go. First time really trying to fish in the LowCountry, my new home station for the next couple, about a year or so. All right, I see a redfish tailing out in front of me, barely within casting distance. I'm trying to get a good idea of what he's doing, which way his head is. All right, kind of looks like, this is why fly anglers love this stuff, guys, because it's like more like hunting than it is like fishing. It's like a spot and stalk, but since I'm not high enough to really see his head, I'm trying to look at where his tail is and understand what's going on, where he's feeding. Right now he's kind of just rooting around. He's not really staying in one spot. There we go. Oh man, guys, that was so sick. He followed it for so long. Oh my god, guys, this is not big redfish. No! God, he pulled right there. Guys, oh my god, that was so sick. Literally, I watched him the entire time rooting around, trying to find it. Oh my god. Oh, I can't believe he pulled. Oh, that was so cool. Fish wasn't even that big, guys, but oh man, I watched him the entire time because the shrimp would sink into the grass and then he'd try and find it. I'd jig it out a little bit more and then he'd try and find it again. Oh man, I can't believe he came off. That's frustrating, but also at the same time encouraging because I don't know much about this fishery at all, and it was just super cool to see. God, I can't believe I lost that thing. I'm guessing the hook probably didn't push down all the way as it should have, like this, and exposed. God, that was super cool though. That's just hooked up. I was messing around thinking about going to the truck. I don't know what this is. Oh, it's a little baby red. A lot smaller than the last one that I hooked on the sight cast, but dang, that was cool, man. Shoot. I was completely thinking about walking back to the truck and changing spots, and he just smoked it on the blind cast. There you go, bud. I'll let you pull a little bit of drag. God, oh man, you guys can't see it yet. He's got super blue tail. These fish are super cool. Oh man. Come here, dude. That is my first South Carolina redfish. God darn, man. Look at how blue that freaking tail is. Oh my god. I don't think I've ever caught one with the tail that blue. My first South Carolina redfish. Absolute dink, probably half the size of the one that I sight fished earlier and lost, but it's super cool, guys. Like, the significance of coming to a new fishery that you don't know anything about, and then getting a chance to semi figure it out. You know, you figure it out for yourself. There's just a real rewarding experience about it. It's kind of hard to describe, but it's a real satisfaction. Doing it on your own is it's something special. There's something very, very unique about it that you just don't get with other things. I'm gonna take this guy, I'm gonna revive him a little bit, bring him out to some deeper water out here. We're gonna let him go and let him grow. Size limit here is a little bit different than Florida. It's 15 to 23 inch slot. He wouldn't have even made it anyways. So I'm just gonna stick his head in the water, grab his tail, and make sure he's super strong so no alligators or anything can get him. And just like that, he's gone. They blend in so well to the water. It's freaking amazing. During flood tides, these redfish act as the top predators on the flats, bumping around while foraging all sorts of shrimp, baitfish, and crustaceans. I was pleasantly surprised to find that when they are feeding, there's an auditory pop or swirl that makes locating them marginally easier. I expected to find all my fish by seeing a tail or a wake sticking out of the water, but I ended up locating just as many by hearing them before I ever set eyes on them. See a little baby tail. Don't know if the mullet are red. I think it's a red. Still see the tail moving in front of me. Oh yeah, guys, that's what we want. There we go. Oh my gosh, that was so cool. Oh man, he freaking, oh no. God, that's the second fish that I've done that to. Oh man. God, guys, that was so sweet. He freaking pounced on it. Oh, that is freaking heartbreaking. Got him on. Nice one. Drag screamer. Oh, that was cool. I saw a bunch of reeds moving over here, and you know, I got a feeling that there's definitely fish in the area. So I blind cast, and I just got hit on my last cast and completely missed the fish. And this one gonna take me up into the grass. Keep them out of there. Dude, that's the third fish. All right, I gotta change this freaking thing. That's the third fish I lost on this thing. God, man. So the tide's continuing to fall. I've worked my way out to this kind of island deal, and it's kind of giving me like a home base because I was like sinking in the mud there for a second. Now, this deep into the tide, it's like 3.5, 4 hours. I think most of the fish are in the creeks. That last fish that I just lost were in the creeks. Not really much sight fishing going on anymore. So I got a good part of the creek out in front of me, a lot of current. Haven't taken any casts yet, so hopefully I can wade myself out into this grass and get a couple good casts. I think it looks really good. I feel like there's going to be some fish staged up, so we'll give it a shot. Let's switch to a paddle tail, something I can cover a little bit more water with. Excuse me, I'm trying to make a YouTube video, birds. Anyways, switch to a paddle tail. Should give me a little bit, or the ability to cover more water, and hopefully I don't freaking pull hook again, guys, because I'm getting frustrated losing these freaking redfish, man. It shouldn't be this hard. Just caught this nice little sea trout. This is my first South Carolina sea trout. Literally didn't even know I had him on. Like, I was reeling through the grass, and I feel it start shaking, and I'm like, what the heck is going on, man? Look at that. I call him specks here. Pretty soft little guy. These guys are really fragile. They're not as hardy as redfish, so try not to keep them out of the water as long. Whoa! Come here, dude. I do want my lure back, though. Always try and wet my hands before I touch them. Boom. If you look at that mouth, they call them yellow mouths. It's got that nice fang. They're all about attacking their prey and grabbing it and holding it in their mouths. They love top waters. This little guy is probably 14 inches. I think 15 inches to keep here, but I'm not keeping anything today. So, beauty. That was cool. Unexpected for sure. I'm gonna let him go. Let him grow. Oh, baby drum. Got him. Dude, that thing is so freaking fat. Oh, and he's croaking too. God, his belly is full as heck. That's pretty cool. Nowhere near the size that I lost earlier today, but still, that's still a whole lot of fun.
The waters I'm fishing today are extremely unique, even by South Carolina standards. While naturally it's an extremely calm and peaceful flat, the nearby Marine Corps base provides some very interesting sounds, typically in the form of distressed recruits replying loudly to their extremely demanding drill instructors.
Just had a fish blow up in the dead matted grass in front of me. So he must be up there eating some stuff. So he's definitely feeding, that's good. The last few fish I've been on haven't really been in that feed mode. They've more been meandering around. But making a cast on this guy in this skinny water is gonna be a little bit tough. And since there's not a lot of viz, I'm having to inch my way up and just hope I'm able to actually see the fish and put it on the right place. Because if I cast and it's on its tail, he's gonna spook. But if I don't get it close enough to him, oh, there he is, there he is. There's a fish. Nice one. Got him. Not even the fish I was looking at. So I saw a fish coming from my left, going to my right, and then I see another tail come up, literally like inches of my lure, and this guy came up and just crushed it. There's not a lot of water for him to fight in right now. Come here, dude. Guys, that was so awesome. This is such a unique thing that I'm just not used to doing. It's really not similar at all to what I was doing back home. All right, come here, dude. Got him. All right, let's walk over into this shallow over here and see if he's keeper or not. Because if he is coming home for a little home cooking. This is a pro tip for you guys. Put a little tape on your fishing rods in the slot of whatever target species that you have, so you always have a tape measure with you. So I've marked 15 to 23 inches on my rod. Boom, it's total overall length. And he is in there. So I have black tape right here and black tape right here if you can't see it on the camera. And he's probably, I don't know, 20, 21 inches. Oh man, he's croaking if you can hear that. They call him red drum here. I'm probably always gonna call him redfish just because of where I'm from. Check out that blue on that tail. That is sweet. I've heard 1,000,001 reasons why redfish get blue on their tail. Like, you know, they'll say that they eat a lot of crustaceans. Others say it's the environment that they live in. I don't know. I think it's very unique. For those of you that don't know, that spot right there is supposed to be a false eye. So if a predator ever wants to eat this guy, they're gonna attack his tail end and not his head end. So hopefully he can make it away. All right, here he is, my first slot Carolina redfish, about a 21-inch fish. Absolutely fired up. You guys, like, I mean, you've been watching the video, you've seen kind of the grind I've gone through. This is actually day 3 of trying to sight fish these guys, and this is the first one that I've successfully sight fish, hooked, and landed. I've lost a couple, and it's just awesome. They're such a unique fish, and you know, they're in so many different places in the world, and I've never really fished for them like this. So I'm feeling blessed, feeling really lucky to get to do this, to get to, you know, go to a bunch of different places around the world and fish for things like this. Next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bleed this guy. So I'm not gonna do it on camera, but I'm essentially, there's a little membrane underneath his gills. I'm gonna poke my finger in there and pop that out, clean him out, get all the blood out of the meat. And then next, I'm gonna put him up in these bushes real quick because I think I see one more fish. I'll mess around for like 5-10 minutes and then I'll go get this guy on ice. If I don't catch another one, I will see you guys in the kitchen. As I make my way back to the truck, I can't help but have a feeling of satisfaction. That satisfaction quickly fades when my thoughts drift to, was this a fluke? Did I just get lucky? Did I really even figure anything out? Will I be able to recreate this success? Or will the fish humble me like they have so many times? Ladies and gents, welcome to the kitchen. Today's recipe is inspired by 2 of my favorite people in the world. Landshark Outdoors, that's my best friend Victor Hlubin, as well as his wonderful fiance Brooke. We're doing redfish on the half shell, but a little different twist on it. It's raining outside. Don't really want to be grilling in the rain, so we're going to be trying to do the redfish on the half shell in the oven. And we'll also be making up a nice southern side, some succotash that I've made with Victor in the past and I absolutely love, so I'm going to try and recreate that today. Let's fillet up this redfish and get going. Since I'm doing redfish on the half shell, the big difference in how I fillet this is I'm going to avoid the belly and I'm going to avoid the rib cage. So redfish have some thick, strong scales, so don't be afraid to just kind of work your way in there and get it in there. Then I'm going to work my way around the body. You can kind of feel where it's soft, or around the rib cage is kind of what I'm saying, what I was trying to say. Work my way there. I'll flip them around. Then I'm just going to work my way down. All I'm doing with the tip of my knife, just pushing, just so I can separate, make that initial cut. And then I'll come back here in a second. Kind of got to manhandle the redfish because again, just how thick their scales are, their skin's pretty thick too. Now that I got that initial cut, I'll just start separating the main part of the fillet from the rest of the fish. There we go. Then I'll come down here on that belly side, do that initial cut just like I did on the top. And same thing, just separate the meat. It's partially a feel, it's not all look, and don't worry if you miss a little meat. That's how you get good at filleting. Now I'll just take my knife, push, because all I'm doing right now is just breaking those bones. So boom, we have our fillet. We left all those guts and everything in there. Keep it with the carcass, make it nice and simple. My oven preheated to 400. I'm gonna grease up this baking sheet with a little bit of olive oil. Just rub this around with a paper towel. Lay my fillets, skin side down. They will not be flipped the entirety of the time that they're cooking. So just like that. I wiped them down with a paper towel just to get excess scales off, or all the scales off the meat. Just found one right there. But that's definitely just one thing I want to ensure that I don't have any scales on here, because, you know, I'm not a fan of eating scales. I don't know about you guys. Maybe you're into that. I'm gonna brush these fillets with some olive oil. Just keep them nice and oiled up, you know, throughout the duration of them cooking. A little bit more. I'm also probably about 10-15 minutes of them cooking, I'll add a little mixture of like some melted butter and some lemon, and you know, I'm not exactly sure what that mixture is gonna be, but we're gonna add something to it, you know, a little juice, a little something, just to keep that flavor going. Cracked black pepper. Some Himalayan pink salt. And some Creole seasoning, some Tony Chachere's. Lastly, I'm gonna add some slices of lemon. You know, partially because it makes me feel like I'm making something artsy, and partially because I think it'll give a little bit of extra flavor. And just like that, I'm gonna put them in the oven. Got half a stick of melted butter. I'm gonna add in a little bit of garlic, and then I'm gonna add in about half a lemon's worth of lemon juice. While that fish has been cooking, I've been frying up some bacon behind me. Just chopped up a couple strips of bacon, letting that fry up, and then I'm gonna add some chopped onion, red pepper, and bell pepper. Got about half of each. Here I got my bacon grease that I just got done frying up the bacon. I set that off to the side, some bacon bits. We'll add that in later. Dropping in, like I said, half a pepper, half an onion, or half a red pepper, half a white onion, and half of a yellow pepper. You know, let that all cook down in that bacon grease. Honestly, it's gonna give it some really, really good flavor. Cherry tomatoes, just sliced in half. That'll add some nice sweetness to it. You can use a regular tomato, but I like these because they are pretty sweet. Lima beans. Creamed corn. Just add that bacon that I cooked earlier to the top. And she's ready to serve. Pulled the fish out, took about 25 minutes, and I just checked one piece with my spatula to see it was cooked all the way through. I'm gonna add some of that lemon, butter, and garlic mixture that I just made. Top it off, and we'll finish off our succotash, and we're ready to eat. I did set off the fire alarm in my apartment, so probably all of my neighbors are really mad at me right now, but you know what? I'm making a pretty awesome meal if you ask me. I'm honestly really excited. We're gonna give this a try. When you cook it on the half shell, meat should just come right off from the skin. Oh, that looks really good. Oh man, that's excellent. I think why it's so popular is all the juices of the fish kind of hold themselves together because the skin doesn't let them drip off or anything. And honestly, that's like a mini little pan within the pan. Try the succotash. Last time we made this, it was super good. So let's see if I messed it up or not. Well,
I burned my tongue. So take this for what you will. But from what I could taste, that was excellent. That was really good. Honestly, I don't know why this isn't more of a, I don't know why that isn't a more popular side really around. It's just excellent. Got all of the vegetables, all the flavors mixed together, and you season it with just a little bit of bacon. Oh man, it is awesome.
I am going to end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm super excited to be in South Carolina. I'm super excited to be learning this new fishery. And if I could sum up the entirety of this video, I would just say the feeling is grateful. I'm grateful to be in a new location. I'm grateful to be, to have the opportunity to fish and cook up awesome meals and make awesome videos for you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. Stay grateful. I'll see you in that next video. Later.